All right, guys. Welcome to another edition of Solid Foundation Israelite Academy 2019. I'm your host, Shabar Judah Israel, that will be bringing forth this lesson on today. Please share the video with family and friends, guys, and also like, comment, and subscribe. Help us push this truth concerning this movement that blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Hebrews of the Bible, the Israelites, the chosen people. The topic of discussion today would be, do not share this truth on your jobs, okay? Do not share this truth on your jobs. What is the truth? Again, the truth is that blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, Native Americans, they are the true Jews, the Hebrew Israelites, and the other nations cannot receive salvation. The other nations are what you call the heathen. All right, guys? And I'm going to show it to you. A picture speaks 1,000 words, so let me put it on display. So you see the table of nations, 18 nations in the earth. There is only one nation that was chosen to be the Most High's inheritance, and that's the nation of Israel. All the other nations from 2 to 18 are not chosen people, and they are not special people. They are known as heathens, also classified as Gentiles. So the 12 tribes of Israel, which is number one, 12 tribes makes up the nation of Israel. Yasha'Allah, which means he is Prince of Powers. Guys, blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are the Israelites. So you might want to be careful on your job about sharing this information. All right. Here's a display of the 12 tribes today. The African Americans, so-called African Americans, are the true Jews. The West Indian Negroes are the Benjamites, Jews also. The Haitians are Levites, Jews also. And down from Simeon down to Issachar are known as the northern tribes, which is the northern kingdom. Better yet, the Hispanic or Latino Native American tribes, that's from Simeon to Issachar. From Judah to Levi is the southern kingdom, the Jews. So once again, from Judah to Levi is the southern kingdom, the Jews. From Simeon to Issachar is the northern kingdom, the Latinos, Hispanics, or Native Americans. So as of a whole, collectively, blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans makes up the 12 tribes. So there is no other nation on earth that is special rather than the nation of Israel. So that means that Negroes, Migos, Native Americans, that means that you are a special people. That means that you are one of a kind. So you must be very careful about sharing this on your jobs, because if you're talking to a nation that is not the chosen, like the heathens in the red box, if you are discussing this with non-chosen people, such as heathens, they are liable to do anything to cause you your job. And I'm going to show you this in the scriptures. So when you conversing with others on your job and you know that you are a Hebrew Israelite, be careful about this truth, because it will cause you your job. All right. Now, let's pull up some images. Okay, let's take this one for instance. Wait a minute. Like this one. Let's take this for instance. We are not niggers. We are not colored people. We are not African American. We are not black people. But truly, I say unto you, we are the Hebrew Israelites. All right. So what if you want to share this information on your job? So you on your job and you're sharing this information, right? Because you're so excited. You might be a newcomer into the truth. You on your job, you just so excited you cannot hold it. And you're sharing this truth with all different types of nationality of people on your job. Hey man, we the Hebrew Israelites. Blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans, we the chosen people, man. We the special people above all people. And then, you know, you might have European co-workers on your job that may ask you the question. They may say, what you mean that we the special people? And then you're telling the European people or Japanese or Chinese people, someone that is not within the nation of Israel, so to speak. You're talking to them on your job about blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans being the chosen people, better yet known as the Israelites. Now, you know this discussion is not going to turn out well. You know why? Because you're making the European man, the white man, the Chinese man, Japanese man, Arab man, East Indian man, African man, you're making, and woman, you're making them feel as though they're not special. Which is true, they're not special according to the scriptures. But guys, this is not a wise thing to do on your job. Because now, just by you telling a so-called white man and so-called white woman that blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Hebrew Israelites, and that we're special people, and that they are heathens and Gentiles, better yet, the white man is the devil. If you're telling them this, yeah, Esau is the devil that the Bible speaks of. So you so-called white people or European people or Caucasian people, that's not your original national name. Your name goes back to Esau in the Bible. You is the devil that the Bible speaks of. You're telling these people this on your job. You can look to be fired. You can look to be fired, man. So now one of your co-workers contacts the supervisor and tells the supervisor that you're calling white people the devil on your job. We know that the white man is the devil. We know that Esau is the devil that the Bible speaks of. We know the white man is the devil, but that's not something wise to do on your job, man. You know, it's a time for everything, and we're going to get into that. It's a time for everything now because you don't told your coworker that it might be a so-called white man, so-called white woman. You don't told them that they are the devil. Now they goes to the supervisor and tells the supervisor. Now the supervisor pulls you to the side in his office. He pulls you to the side in his office and he questions you like, what's up? What's up with this racial talk? What's up with you making your coworkers feel like they're less? You trying to explain to your supervisor what's going on. He not trying to hear it. Because first and foremost, the top two things that you're not to talk about on your job is religion and politics. Okay, you're not supposed to make someone feel unworthy on your job because that's racial abuse. So now the supervisor don't have nothing left. He don't have nothing left but to tell you that you're fired. So now here he is telling you to get the hell away, get the hell out of my office. You're fired. Turn in your hard hat. Turn in your uniform. You're fired. The hell out of here. You're fired. So now you unemployed. You unemployed. You don't have a job. You wasn't wise with this truth. You got so overwhelming that you couldn't manage because you didn't keep a cool head, knowing that the heathens and Gentiles are not the chosen people. It's just you said you said the right thing at the wrong time, man. All right. So here you go, unemployed. You don't even have income. You got to try to go out and, you got to try to go out and seek for another job, man. And you can rest assured that the Most High, he will bless you with another job because you stood for truth's sake. You stood for truth's sake. And there's nothing really wrong that you did on your job by discussing the truth with coworkers, but it's just you did the right thing at the wrong time because it's a time and place for everything, man. I'm going to show you this. So let's go into the Bible now. So guys, we're going into the Bible now. All right. Go into the Bible. All right, we are in the King James Holy Bible. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3. And it talks about, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heavens. So when you look at Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 7, it says, there's a time to rend and a time to sow. And also there is a time to keep silence and a time to speak. So, there's a time and purpose for everything, right? What we want to focus on it being a time to keep silence and a time to speak. Now, you ask yourself, on your job, is it a time to speak truth on your job? Is it a time to be conversing with your coworkers that are not Israelites, that are not Black, Hispanic, Latino descent? Is it time on your job to be telling them that they are Gentiles, heathens, they are less, they are the non-chosen people. The white man is the devil, the Chinese, the Japanese, they are goots and things in that nature that, we are better than y'all, Blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans. Why? We are better than y'all because we're the chosen people. God established his commandments with us. He never chose you people. Is it appropriate? Is it convenient to be discussing this on your job? No. That's why I said in Ecclesiastes 3 and 7, there's a time to keep silence and a time to speak. In reference to the truth, is a time to keep silence. When you're on the clock, when you're working, it's a time to keep silence. Because if you don't, your coworker is liable to go and contact the supervisor and tell the supervisor you're making them fill out an order. Because that's what the Bible does. Because once you discover the truth, the Bible is going to shake up foundations. The Bible is going to till the soil. It's going to shake up foundations. Especially if you're not the chosen. I'm going to show you this in the Bible. So we can see that Ecclesiastes 3 and 7 says there's a time to keep silence and also there's a time to speak. I don't think we should be trying to bring forth truth on the job. That's a time to keep silence. Unless you want to lose your job. And now the boss man is telling you to get the hell out of his office and you're fired. And now your family does not have any financial structure. Now I'm going to show you something else. Because there is a time to keep silence and a time to speak. Now the time to keep silence is on your job. Now, when is the time to speak? A time to speak is when it's time to go out on the Sabbaths. Go out by the highways, the byways, and the hedges. As a Hebrew Israelite, because that's what we do. We go out on the Sabbaths by the highways, the hedges, and the byways to compel our people to speak truth. So that's the appropriate time to speak. When it's time, like on the Sabbath day, or, any time that's convenient outside of your job to go out and proclaim the truth. That's the time to speak. A time to keep silence is on your job, man. Don't be on your job talking about Esau is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Don't do that. Because you're going to be out the door, and then last but not least, you're unemployed. Damn, man. I should have been more wise on what I said. Damn, I shouldn't have just flew off the handle so quickly. Now, you got all the time in the world to think about what you did. Now, watch this, guys. Proverbs 9 and 7. I'm just trying to save you guys your job, man, especially you brothers and sisters in the truth. Proverbs 9 and 7, it says, look at this, guys. It says, he that reproved the scorner get it to himself shame. And he that rebuketh a wicked man get it himself a blot. So now you on your job and you reprove a scorner. You're going to get shame. And that shame is you being fired and being unemployed. Now you don't have any financial grounding. And it says, and he that rebuketh a wicked man getting himself a block. You rebuking the wicked man on your job. Basically, you're telling the white people on your job that they're the devil. You know what I'm saying? Oh, white people are the devil. White people, Esau is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Telling your coworkers this on your job. Don't think for a second that someone is not listening and that they're not going to run and report this to the supervisor. Don't think for a second then the supervisor going to pull you in and ask you, what is about this rhetoric? I'm getting several complaints from coworkers saying that you are making them feel uncomfortable and you're making them feel unworthy. I'm getting several comments from the coworkers saying that you're making racial quotes and racial comments on the job. And he tells you basically, we are not settling for this. This job welcomes all nationality of people. This job is for all nationality of people to work as one to get the job done. So now you become a major problem to the corporation. You become a major problem because you didn't regulate when it's the time to speak and when it's the time to be in silence. So now you're telling the white man that he's the devil. So you reproving a scorner, and in return you get shame because he's gonna have you fired. And then it says, he that rebuketh the wicked man getteth himself a blot. He already wicked as hell, and you making him more mad. You're making him more angry. You're making him more furious because he knows he's already wicked as hell. And then for you to come along and tell him on the top that he's the devil, for you to come along and tell the white man on the top that he's the devil, you know you out the door, man. That's why I say I'm gonna give you precept to this too. He that rebuketh the wicked man getteth himself a blot. Now, what is a blot? Let's go into the interlinear. Getteth himself a blot. Hebrew 3000. That's the blot. Hebrew 3971. Or you may say Hebrew 3971. Blemish, spot, defect, physical defect, a moral stain. And that blemish, that spot, defect, a moral stain, that's in terms of you getting fired for running your mouth, speaking the truth on the job when you probably know that the job do not allow religious and politics to be discussed. So now you get it the blot. And you rebuking the wicked. So you know you're going to get a blot because these white folks know they are the devil. They know they wicked. They know they are the vessels of wrath. And you conversating with them and telling them this on the top. You making yourself seem more superior than they are. Which that is true. Blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans. We are more superior to the heathens. Let me get another picture, guys. Let me see if I can find another picture right quick. You see all these heathen nations: Chinese, Japanese, East Indians, Arabs, Africans, Assyrians. All these heathen nations. These are heathens that you're looking at. And we being the Israelites, we are better and we are special above all these other people. That's what the Bible says. Yes, the Israelites, we are the chosen nation out of all these 18 nations of people. Number one is the chosen people. Number one is the chosen nation, which is blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans. We are the true Israelites, and we are better than all these other nations. You can believe that we are better than they are. But if you got to work among these other nations of people, it's not wise for you to do that on your job and tell them that. It's not wise at all, guys. It's not wise, man. So if you want to keep your job, guys, you got to be wise. Proverbs 9:7. Don't reprove the scorner on your job. Try to work around getting yourself shamed. Don't rebuke the wicked man on your job. Try to work around getting yourself a block. Proverbs 9:8, reprove not a scorner. Don't do that on your job, lest he hate thee. See, now you're telling him that you're better than him. You're telling a white man on your job that you are better than him. Reprove not the scorner, lest he hate thee. Now he gonna really hate you for that. You're making yourself seem superior. You see? Oh man. See, I just had to pull y'all in here to tell y'all that we the Israelites and you the devil the Bible speaks of, and we better than y'all. Blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, Native Americans is better than y'all. Know what you're doing? You know what you're doing? You are you reproving the scorner. See? So now he gonna hate thee. You know, now if you're gonna talk about the truth on your job, let me put this out, because if you're gonna talk about the truth on your job, talk about the truth on your job to somebody inside your circle or somebody inside your camp. You might have another Hebrew Israelite brother or sister on your job that you can go to the same camp, that you go to the same Israelite school. It's okay for you to discuss the truth within your circle as the Hebrew community. Like, you go to another Hebrew Israelite brother or another Israelite sister on your job that knows about this information, and you converse with them. That's okay. But don't be dropping this truth off on your job to many individuals that you know that is not in your circle, because it's going to cause contention, man. It's going to cause strife. Last but not least, Proverbs 9:8, reprove not a scorner, lest he hate thee. Now let me give you a precept of that. Reprove not a scorner, lest he hate thee. Now watch this in Matthew chapter 7. Let's go to Matthew chapter 7. Matthew chapter 7 verse 6. Give not that which is holy unto dogs, neither cast your pearls before swine. That's what you're doing on the job. You conversing with these white folks, these Edomites, and all these other non-Israelite people. You know what you're doing? You're casting your pearls before swine. Matthew 7:6 says, do not give which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn against you and rend you. That's exactly what can happen on your job. You see? They gonna turn against you and rend you. You're telling them that you're better than them, so they gonna turn against you and rend you. Now they finna turn you in to the supervisor. They finna report you to the supervisor. He got you in the office. You about to be, now you on the verge of getting fired. And what is the effects? Unemployment. You see? Give not which is holy unto dogs. Don't do that. Don't do that, especially on your job. Neither cast your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn against you and rend you. You see? Now, watch this, guys. This is what you got to do on your job. I'm about to close this lesson out. This is what you got to do on your job. Matthew 10:16. It says, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. So now guess what, guys? When you on your job, you got to always remember that you are a sheep in the midst of wolves. Because like the wolves is talking about the heathen nations from 2-18. The so-called white man, East Indians, you know, the Arabs, Chinese, Japanese, Africans, you know, the ones basically in the red box. They are wolves. Number one, the nation of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans. You have always been classified in the Bible as sheep. If you don't believe me, just check out Jeremiah the 50th chapter. It talks about Israel being sheep, lost sheep. So we know that the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans are the sheep. And Matthew 10 and 16, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. So when you on your job and working around all these heathen people, you're on your job, you're working around these heathen nations, just remember that you are sheep that's in the midst of wolves. And so being in the midst of wolves, be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So you got to be very wise with this truth, man. You got to be very wise with this truth. You as a sheep in the midst of these wolves, be very wise with the truth. Be wise as serpents and be harmless as doves. Because if you are a savage and you fly off the handle on your job and don't know how to, be silent at the right time, there's a time and purpose for everything. You don't know when to keep silent, then this is the outcome, guys. Unemployment. So I just thought I would bring that out, guys. Don't have too much left to say. Thought I would bring that out. Okay. So hopefully, guys, you enter and understand that it's not wise to discuss this truth on your job, man. It's not wise at all to do that. I would recommend you guys, especially you Hebrew brothers and sisters, not to do that on your job unless you're looking forward to being unemployed. Ecclesiastes 3 and 7 tells you clearly there's a time to reign and a time to sow. And also there's a time to keep silence and a time to speak. You see? So guys, hope you was edified on that. Hope you found something out of this lesson on today's Solid Foundation Israelite Academy. Remember, guys, you are the sheep in the midst of wolves. Each and every day you clock in, clock out, you are the sheep in the midst of wolves, and be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So guys, until the next edition, thank you for your time. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video with family and friends. Until next lesson, Shalom.